Alright, so I've been going down the retro handheld rabbit hole lately. Mostly because I've been getting kind of bored with modern gaming, and partly because I've been reminiscing about how much fun I used to have with my little Game Boy in bed before school the next morning. I miss that feeling. The eagerness to play a game just because it was, well, fun. Not because it was the newest thing that everyone's talking about. That spark is something I honestly haven't felt in years. Over the past few weeks, I've watched more videos than I'd like to admit on all sorts of handhelds, trying to find the one that really stood out. And I finally landed on my pick, the TrimUI Brick. Alright, so here it is. Advertises a few things. Fast boot, 3.2-inch IPS LCD screen, WLAN versus, stereo speaker, and a Type-C input, which is so important nowadays. Just kind of showcases what it comes with down here. Some of the other stuff too. Looks like it comes with extra keycaps for the back as well. So that's pretty nice. Little typo there, but not a big deal. Comes with a little service guarantee. Thank you for choosing our product. That's nice. Instruction manual. Oh, these are the extra keycaps for the back. Got the charging cable, pretty standard. Then I think it's even more keycaps. Interesting. Let's get down to the thing I'm most excited for, which is the actual TrimUI. Comes with a little styrofoam protective casing. It's so much lighter than I thought it would be, to be honest, which is a good thing. I did read that this is a metal plating, which it is. Pretty clicky back buttons right here. I believe that's probably the charging input right there. Got the SD card input, stereo jack input, and then all these fun little buttons. It's the power button. I like how it's teal, which is funny because I actually have some aftermarket buttons coming in that I bought. They'll probably be here in a week or two. I'm going to open this thing up and change these buttons out. All these buttons feel pretty clicky. I'm really liking that. These are really clicky. The buttons sound so good that I had to include a button ASMR here for you. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to showcase what each button click sounds like, just so you're fully aware of what you're getting into if you purchase one of these. Let's go ahead and turn this thing on. Perfect. Okay, so the volume is up by default. Speakers are in the front, which is pretty cool as well. Doesn't sound too bad. I'm gonna eventually install a custom OS to this device, just because I'm not the biggest fan of the default OS here. I mean, it's not bad. From what I've seen and what I've read, it gets the job done, but I'm really trying to customize this thing to the fullest of my abilities. So if we click on games, it shows some different systems and however many games come with each system. So I pulled up some Balatro here just to test. I mean, can't go wrong testing a Balatro as my first game on this thing. And I also just want to show this little light up here, as well as the back buttons. These light up as well, and I think that's really neat. It's such a good combination with, you know, how black this system is. It's just the perfect amount of you know, twang to add to this. So something I just figured out when I was trying to get out of Bellatra, I could not figure out how to do it. I'm sure I could have looked in the instruction manual, but who looks in those, right? So I was basically holding and pressing every button on this thing other than the power button, ironically, because I figured that would just shut this thing off. And come to find out, upon Googling how to do it, ironically, you have to hold the power button for 1.5 seconds. So when I was troubleshooting by myself, I had just pressed the power button, which either turns it off or puts it in rest mode. I'm not exactly sure what this is. But if you hold it for 1.5 seconds, it goes right back to the operating system menu, or the main menu. Also, one thing I want to mention, this thing feels really good in my hands. So just for a little bit of context, my hands aren't super big. I have medium-sized hands. So that being said, this feels really good. It doesn't feel too big. It doesn't feel too small. And although most of my troubleshooting and most of my time with this system so far has just been me looking through my phone while recording, anytime I glance up from my phone to the actual system, it looks really good. This recording from my phone does not do any justice to how good this screen looks in person. It's not an OLED, it's an LCD screen, but still, this thing looks amazing. It looks so much better than what I thought it would. Another thing I want to point out is these LEDs change color based on the console directory that you're on or that you're in. So, I'm on N64 right now. It shows basically a white color on both these back LEDs as well as these. As soon as I change which console directory I'm on, swaps the color. And it's a static color for each directory you're on. There's no way, as far as I'm aware, to change it by default, but I'm sure there's aftermarket methods on how to do so. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to switch the console directories so you can watch the colors change. Super neat. So something I just want to point out, this RetroArch app right here, this is basically the central hub that runs all of the different emulators on this device. And something that I just found funny was that the way this looks, it reminds me of the PlayStation 3 home menu. As soon as you turn the PlayStation 3 on, it basically shows you a bunch of different options that kind of look like this. I don't know if that's a coincidence or not, but just something funny that I wanted to point out. So there's two different methods in how you can navigate this menu. You can either use the directional pad like this, or you can use the leftmost and rightmost triggers. And I'm just really excited to get my custom buttons because I already have an idea. Because all these buttons will be a teal and these buttons will be white, I would love if I could customize these LEDs to just stay this color right here, and then customize the LEDs on these rear buttons to be teal to match these. It's something I have in my head and something I'm going to try and make happen. Also, here's the website that I got my custom buttons from, and as soon as I get them in, I'll make a video of me installing them on my TrimUI. I just have to say, for $60, what this thing offers straight out of the factory, I mean, you just cannot beat. The form factor feels fantastic. The buttons feel amazing. The LEDs are just the perfect touch, just the perfect flare. I mean, there's really nothing I would change about this. I mean, it even has 2 front speakers, USB-C charging port, standard SD card slot, stereo jack. I mean, it really has everything you could possibly need. And I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm some expert at gaming handhelds because obviously this is my very first one. But I will say, after weeks of looking into gaming handhelds, trying to figure out which one I think would be the perfect first handheld for me, I am very, very happy with my purchase. And I would definitely recommend the TrimUI Brick for anyone looking into getting their first handheld.